I picked up the Quran and held it to my face and kissed it. I stated, why hasn't anyone told us about this?
The journey of life for each person is certainly different, as is their spiritual journey in seeking truth and guidance. There are as many paths for God to provide guidance to someone as there are human souls, such as the story of someone who embraced Islam because they fell in love with Middle Eastern cuisine. However, that is a discussion for another video. In this video, we will talk about Iman Abdul Haq, an elderly woman from the United States. In her remaining years, God granted her guidance, and she decided to become a Muslim. Her journey to Islam began when Iman and her twin sister decided to move to Winter Haven, a city in Florida.
Well, I moved to Winter Haven to be with my twin sister. And I had left the local church that I was in, and I felt sad that I was leaving. But when I think about it, I've been in many denominations, in and out, and the local church was the last church that I was in. And one evening, I just decided to go to God. For no reason at all, I just went to God in prayer and asked Him that I wanted the truth, no matter what it takes. Well, I said this 3 different times, 3 different days.
In her final years, Iman Abdul Haq often prayed for guidance from God because she began to doubt the concept of the Trinity in her previous religion. Until one night when God guided her to the right path. Unexpectedly, her beloved daughter, who had not visited for a long time, suddenly came to visit. He was surprised because his daughter came as a Muslim woman.
And then one night I was ready to retire when the doorbell rang, and my twin said, your daughter's here. And I says, my daughter, which one? And she said, Lou. So anyway, I went to greet her and came back, and I saw her, she was all covered differently. I came to my daughter and asked her 2 questions, because I saw her kneeling that night and she was prostrated. And that seemed strange to me. So anyway, I asked her, are you still a Christian? And what do you think about the Trinity? And then my daughter said that she would take time with me that night and she would share. I had mentioned to my daughter, oh, Lou, I've been praying for the truth, no matter what it takes.
Seeing her mother's concerns and listening to her questions, Nur Nasar responded and explained the concept of the Trinity to her mother. Then Nur Nasar continued by explaining the concept of religion in Islamic teachings and advised her mother to read the Quran more.
I picked up the Quran and held it to my face and kissed it. I stated, why hasn't anyone told us about this? Nur taught me how to pray, how to wash before prayer. And I memorized my prayers in English and some in Arabic. Okay? So then I continued with my reading and studying the Quran. And it was some time before I had I would say like a revelation.
Iman was very interested in the Quran, and she tried to study and understand more about the Quran and Islamic teachings. Until one night, God guided her to a verse in the Quran that made her cry non-stop. This verse speaks to the completeness and perfection of Islam, signifying Allah's ultimate approval of the faith. It is also significant as the final revelation given to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ before his passing, marking a profound moment in Islamic history.
The main part is that I've been in Islam for many years, reading reading and studying and praying. And then one night, Allah guided me to an ayat and a surah, and it mentioned, "This day I have completed my favor upon you." I have perfected your religion, and I have chosen Islam as your religion. This was amazing to me, just amazing, that I realized that God had a religion. And all these other denominations were just man-made. Praise Allah.
In the end, if Allah wants to guide someone to the right path, there is nothing one can do but accept the truth.